Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. You need a really fast gift to put together, something that's super easy to make, still kind of fun. You can customize it 1,000 different ways. Well, look no further than a scrap copper bracelet. I hope you enjoy it. With a few basic tools and the mandatory Diet Mountain Dew, or whatever your cold beverage of choice is, we're gonna go ahead and start on making this bracelet. First thing I'm gonna do is take this old scrap piece of copper I cut off of a sheet, and we're just gonna profile this a little bit. And when I mentioned profiling that little scrap piece of copper, really it's very minimal at this point. I just use some shears to close this in a little bit there. And those are gonna curl under eventually for our clasp. But we're gonna smack the heck out of this thing, give it some texture. But before we do that, as always, let's put a little heat on it. Watch that color change. And that is plenty hot. And again, what that does for us is just makes that piece of copper very malleable. Just using a very small ball peen hammer, we're going to dimple this piece. Start to see that getting worked in a little bit. Now that that's been all peened out, it's kind of wild. You can see how that sometimes that copper kind of walks. It's smashed out in different areas. So now at this point is where I'll actually put a file to it. So we have that thing shaped out. And again, it still doesn't have to be perfect, just a rough shape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to form these ends. Just getting ready to cut that leather. And I hope you like my soundtrack in the background. Lots of fireworks going off. So I'm going to be using some scrap wire that's been left over, and it's going to get rolled underneath this guy. We're going to make a clasp out of it. Use these little pliers right there. And we'll just start to slowly roll this over. See how that starts to roll. I'm going to stop right there, and we're going to take some measurements for our wire. So one end is going to be a loop, and the other one's going to be a hook. So I'll just start with a piece of wire. I don't want it super tight, about like that. And that other piece of wire, use on the outside of this just to get kind of a profile. But that wire is pretty flexible. So that when this one bends over, I have roughly the same size. or I should say the correct size to go through there. And I'll bend those up real quick. One thing I forgot to show you was on this hook part, I like to smash these down on the anvil. Looks kind of cool when you polish it up. And now we're going to make our clasp. So now what we have is this super easy little clasp set. That's going to get rolled into that copper. So let's go ahead and pinch that in there. All right, so bingo bango, just like that. We rolled that copper over on our clasps. Very easy. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to shape it up a little bit and polish it and show you the outcome. And just like that, we've got a little bracelet. As you can tell by this design, there's 100 different ways that you can make these things and make them fancy. This is just a very basic, very simple, down and dirty, fast way. I need to go back and clean up some of these edges just a little bit and maybe even roll them in just a little. But that is the long and the short of it. I hope you enjoyed it.